This is my review for the practice I did for week 6 of Spain, where I am practicing pretty sure it's Pata Fla Fla, which is a rudiment in a 4-note subdivision. Start off, I think I doubted its use like in the midway between now and when I practiced it, because I realized that it's sort of tricky to manage, to sort of slot in to maybe a fill or to play along with the feet rhythm. It's a bit of a funny one, because flamming and then doing that, the whole like feet ostinato at the same time and trying to make it sort of melodic. It's something obviously like, well, just something that I need to practice more, but I don't feel it would be worth my time. On the other hand, I've realized it's actually great for the style I'm doing, because I don't have to make it like how it exactly is, but I can just sort of flatten the flam. So I'm gonna show the rudiment as it is with the delayed flams, and then I'll show you what I mean by the flattened flams. So this is it naturally. No, sorry. It's those two flams at the end, or the flam on the first note, and then the second flam on the fourth note of the subdivision. So it's those. But what's special about this rudiment is I've realized it matches sort of the rhythms that I'm trying to go for the Latin sort of style, especially with samba, in the sense of like three rhythms. So not three, but you know, a 3/4, not the 3 notes within a 4-note subdivision rhythm thing. So what I mean is sort of like, if I count the crotches with my foot pedal, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'll show off with the other hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. That sort of thing, by just having those 3 rhythms within 4-note. They can be spaced out differently, and with the Pata Fla Fla, it uses 2 of those 3-note rhythms in one rudiment, and basically by flattening the flam, I can create a groove that doesn't, it's balanced dynamically on each hand. So I'll show it off. I'll show the contrast. So this is I'll slow it down a bit though. So this is the Pata Fla Fla with the flams being accented. And then this is it with the flattened flams. And what's good about that is that by flattening those flams, I can sort of move it around, particularly with maybe like the bell of the ride, or a cowbell, which I've got standing my phone up. So just to demonstrate the application of it, because it's something that's also typically used with a lot of like Afro-Cuban kind of like, what's the word, songo, that kind of thing. So sort of like, I don't know, or I could accent the last hit of the cowbell, so it's like, or vice versa. So it's a bit confusing, but you get the gist. That, for me anyway, because I haven't practiced that kind of thing before by accenting whichever notes of the Pata Fla Fla. But yeah, anyway, I think it was a pretty good thing to practice because I can apply in a lot of variations. When I was initially practicing it, I was just figuring, oh, I should try this around the toms because they land on the notes that match the bass pattern or the bass drum pattern. So like ba 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 ba, but it can be applied in a much different way to how I was planning. So whilst I was initially critical of it, I think it was actually pretty successful. The actual practice session, yeah, I think I made effective use of my time. I initially had it slowed and like was just figuring out what the hand pattern is, because those are two 3-note rhythms over each hand, and traditionally I've just practiced with one hand and not trying different rhythm patterns over each other like that. So that also then bridges into, oh, maybe I could try practicing other different 3-note hand rhythms, like, or, you know, hybrid hand rhythms, that kind of thing. Maybe like something like on the right hand and then on the left. So if I go but basically just with that, it also then diversifies the amount of exercising I can make with that. So it also gives me a lot more sense of what kind of intricate kind of grooves I can make from that to match the ride pattern for, you know, the general correlation to Spain's original drum part. So yeah, I think it was pretty good. Again, sorry, actually going back to how I practiced it. Yeah, so it was initially just slowing it down, which is my sort of go-to way of doing it, just to build the general like muscle memory, mind-muscle connection kind of thing, and then speeding it up as I get more comfortable with it or as I get more used to it. I think I might have pushed myself ahead by trying to put in the feet pattern, but I think I could still try and do it as it is by the default, so just without the feet. Let alone by, like how I mentioned earlier, by flattening the flam, I can easily put my feet pattern put the foot, not the foot pattern, but I can put my feet with that and say, just sort of, you know, maybe accent the hi-hat pedals on the first beats, or, you know, something like that. Because in Spain's original track, Steve Gadd is, I'm pretty sure he's doing something similar, where he's either on the first or the third beat with the hi-hat pedal. I can't remember which, or he's on 2 and 4, but he's keeping the bass pedal out. I think this is for the piano solo or the electric piano solo, and it develops into a bit of like a softer kind of more subtle groove, and I think that's sort of what I've managed to replicate with that practice, because I can also apply dynamics to that, and I think that would also be good for the verses, because again, trying to kind of make it like my own but also similar to the original track. So yeah, pretty worth my time.